Hi, I'm Brian Russell, and today I want to talk about the roots for high performance. If you're like me, you have big goals for your personal life, for your business, for the calling that you have on your heart and on your life. And all of us, ideally, whatever our goals are, we want to hit those. And so we think of our life as we're trying to plant and grow a tree that flourishes, right? That's able to sustain itself over time, long term. And we'd all love to have a tree. If you're growing an apple tree, you want an apple tree that consistently produces an abundance of apples. But as we all know, the secret to the long-term success of a tree is its root system. And so I want to use this as an analogy to try to figure out how do we grow our roots as leaders so that we can produce an abundant harvest that would represent our successful attainment of the goals that we set. And I want to walk through this. I'm going to suggest that there's at least 10 roots for high performance, that if you want to be a high performer, if you want to bring your best to the world, it's going to be under the surface that a lot of people aren't going to see. You're going to be developing a root system that allows you to flourish. And so I want to start with maybe a surprising one, but I think this is a core piece that high performers know about, and the research backs this up. It's that we need sleep. Again, there's going to be the rare person that really doesn't, but most likely that isn't you, and I know it's not me. So you want to try to schedule yourself a minimum of 7 to 8 hours of sleep consistently. Going along with that, we want to make sure that we're fueling ourselves for high performance by carefully observing, monitoring our diet. I don't have specific recommendations. You need to work that out with your own physician or with the nutritionist, but you should try different diets. And essentially, I always suggest to friends, colleagues, and to clients, eat the best quality food that you can presently afford. And that's a key piece. So you want to fuel your body. That's one of the key roots. And then going with sleep, diet, another core foundation is exercise. Find something that you can do consistently 3 to 4 to 5 times a week. Exercise, get outside, lift weights, do yoga, stretch, anything to help you to maintain your body into ideal conditions. Again, we can't control our health completely, but we can control these 3 pieces: our sleep, our diet, and our exercise. So I would call these roots are the physical roots that we need to build for high performance. Okay, the next 3 are what I'm going to call mindset roots. So how do we build a mindset, a growth mindset that allows us to continue long-term success, prevents us from getting stuck in ruts, and allows us to imagine the future that we want to move to and to coach our own team members. If you're a business owner, help to coach those persons to envision. So we want to develop a mindset, and we do that. Again, that's going to be below the surface. So that's essentially committing to lifelong learning. And I'm going to put learning here, but what I'm really getting at is those quotes like, leaders are readers. You need to be a reader. And by reading, that can be podcasts, that can be audiobooks, it can be reading the best curated materials on the web, or just old-fashioned books. But you always want to be learning something, and you want to read widely so that you can see new angles, because some of the best ideas that I've ever had have come when I've been able to move to perhaps previously uncorrelated ideas and mix them into one. So read a wide variety of things. Also make sure that you participate in a mastermind. And a mastermind is nothing more, nothing less than a small group of persons that you meet with so that you add value to them, they add value to you. You hold each other accountable to your goals, and you're able to collectively take the 5, 6, 7, 8, and sometimes masterminds can go up to 12 or even more. I like to tend to be on the small sides of the ones that I like, but you're basically taking all those minds, putting them together to solve a problem, to help each other, and you get this exponential mind, the mastermind that emerges out of that collective intelligence. And so you want to band together with persons that will help you to become better, and you help them to become better. Absolutely fun foundational roots to flourishing. And then the third mindset piece is you need to establish an appreciation practice or a gratitude practice. Learning to say thank you. Learning in your life, and this is regardless of circumstances, to always be able to find something that you can be grateful for and that you can appreciate. This is critical when you're facing challenges or something bad comes in. One of the things that, if you want to have a roots for high performance, the high performers are able to harvest the good even out of really bad situations. And that's where gratitude comes in, because when we can learn to appreciate something out of even a bad situation, let alone when abundance flows to us, that's when gratitude's easy. But that gratitude practice opens us up to a bigger future. And then last, the rest of the root system is what I'm going to call the spiritual root system. And whether or not you're religious, hear me out on this, because we're talking about developing another muscle within us. This is all about formation of our core being that then enhances these other things, but these all have to go together. And so what do I mean by spiritual practices? First of all, we need to establish Sabbath practice. And what I mean here is free days where you're not working. You're allowing yourself to decompress and reflect on the things that matter most to you. You want to establish a solitude practice. This is different from Sabbath. I would say a daily solitude practice. High performers get away and shut down for maybe at least 15 to 20 minutes every single day and practice essentially solitude or meditation or centering prayer. There's various techniques. I found centering prayer to be profoundly helpful in helping me to recenter, reconnect with the things that truly matter. So you want to have a solitude practice to allow yourself to get away from the bustle, the 24/7. Critical root, again, to long-term success. When you practice solitude, you're going to find out that you're going to be less reactive in your thinking, that you'll be able to become present, and you're going to be able to establish over time, and this is a muscle that develops, a calmness that can make you more effective in your leadership role and as you're in decisions, especially during crisis moments. Who can stay calm even for a couple extra seconds that puts you in a profoundly advantageous situation? Journaling. Write down the good thoughts that come to you. I like to do it specifically after I've practiced solitude, because ideas come up into mind. So harvest those ideas. Keep a journal with you at all times so you never lose a good idea. These are spiritual practices that help us for ultimate success. These practices then all come together to build us into the kind of people that can ultimately serve. And I'm going to use serve as the last piece that you practice. So you ought to be giving in some way as that last spiritual practice. And this is outside of your business. So if we want to become servant leaders, we want to learn how to give and serve other people. So make this a part of your practice. Find some time where you can contribute your highest good free of charge, whether that's making donations, whether that's going and working at a soup kitchen, but find a place where you can actually serve, and that will continue to grow deep roots for you for high performance. I'm Brian Russell, and I believe that each one of us can grow, cultivate, and produce a tree that brings an abundant harvest. These are the 10 things that I use in my life that give me roots for high performance. Be my privilege to serve you. Feel free to contact me if you have any questions or if you would like to work with me.